The program, guys. What's going on, folks? Working Title Sports Show. We're back talking about the program, but also the insanity of college football that happened that net resulted in Ohio State being national champions.
Yes, finally. Ohio State can finally have a sigh of relief and go, we won something.
One of our teams actually won out. I think we said Ohio State and somebody were going to be in the national championship.
No,
or was it just me that said Ohio State and somebody?
No, I called it. I actually called it. You said Ohio State and somebody else.
I said Ohio State and Georgia. I said Ohio State and
Yeah,
Georgia.
you said.
I thought the number one seeds were going to 1 and 2 were going to be. Oh, they're going to meet. Georgia just looked at me and said, "You thought."
So, no. We're going to actually fail very, very badly. We're going to trip all the way up. I actually predicted Ohio State Notre Dame because I remember when I said it. I think it's going to be Ohio State Notre Dame.
And it happened,
and I stood by my prediction that Notre Dame was going to win this. I should have went with my gut and said Notre Dame don't win nothing, because I just didn't really see Ohio State winning this, man. You know what I mean? I kind of did, man. I don't know if we
didn't really go through. Because we were off during the holidays, so we didn't really come. Did we do a working Title Sports when we got back after New Year's?
No, we didn't. We didn't.
Okay.
I'm actually trying to figure out what was did we even go through the bowl games that we talked about?
No, we talked about who was going to be in the upcoming bowl games, and we went over who was going to go into the championship, and then we went on break, and then we did. Yeah. Okay. So all right. So basically, during the holidays, I was down in Charlotte with family, and spent time watching a lot of football. Colorado got whiz-axed by BYU, which
but you know what, Chris? We all right.
BYU ain't no slouch. Let me just
BYU ain't First off, let's get that right.
Yeah.
BYU was already, because we talked about this before, that Colorado was weaker than last year, but they got stronger. They got smarter in so many different ways. But I told you, I didn't believe how strong they were. I didn't like their rank the whole year. You know what I'm saying?
The rank was comparable to it. I know a lot of people kept talking, they're going to be in the college playoffs. They're not ready for the college playoffs. Let's not do that.
Not at all. Not at all. They just weren't. And
they were better than, like you said, better last year, but that's where we're at with them. But a lot of mistakes during the game was just very baffling. I had some of my friends that commented on my post and others where I was just like, what the fuck is Colorado doing? Why is he not throwing the ball? And he's trying to make it happen. I'm like, bro.
Meanwhile, I was hearing people have mental breakdowns because apparently Deion Sanders is the only black coach in college football. And they had Chris. I haven't seen, look, I understand we all have our favorite celebrity or whatever, but it's like, why are people giving Deion Sanders superpowers?
Thank you.
Like, honestly,
superpowers he didn't ask for.
Like, it's like this. I'm just a decent coach right now. I'm trying to be better right now. I'm just like, not my focus is my kids, but I got other kids. 60 other kids on this team.
Maybe Dallas Cowboys. Maybe. I don't know.
He ain't never gonna come to the Cowboys, man. Don't do that.
I'm not feeding into that shit.
We're not going to feed into that, especially on this episode. We're not going to feed into that. But yeah, still, man, it kind of gets me how a lot of people they have this idea that Deion is really infallible as much as possible.
Superman.
Like he's going to turn around the program like it all the rest of it. And I get it, black folk. He came down there, but nevertheless and all, and gave to a historical black college for 2.5 years and got the fuck about it.
Gave him hope. And funny enough,
he ain't that far off. Jackson State is better than what they were before.
He solidified Jackson State as the school that people go to, even with him not being there, which is a good thing, because I think that was the point. It was like, yo, can we booster up this school to where people can just go there and it won't just be because I'm there. Like, let's make it better.
And we talked about it before, how Deion's big thing was to get there to be a bit of a rush and a bit of light put on HBCUs, and good for him, because it needed to happen. And what really stood out to me was, like I said, again, I understand that when we see stuff like that, we have this idea that okay, he's going to do this. He's the fixer. No, he's not. No, he's not. And I don't know. Like I said, but better yet, BYU. But we said before, BYU was just the way better team.
Now BYU was giving Colorado chances because BYU, they were playing sloppy. They were playing with their food. I'm just going to keep it real. They were because there were some times where I'm like, all right, Colorado, BYU is keeping you in the game. Do something, and it's just. Yeah, my man was doing a lot of running around and just throwing the ball to try to make stuff happen. And I'm like, bro, throw the ball away, kick the field goal, live to see another day. And I got pushed back for saying that shit. And I'm like, whatever, it is what it is.
So go over and we're going from after Christmas on down here.
So
the game above Sports Bowl was the one by Toledo. Didn't watch that. The Rate Bowl by Rutgers and Kansas State. Give it a watch, y'all. Watch the replay of that. It was actually a pretty entertaining game, man. And I was like, I guess Rutgers is somewhat back. Like I said, somewhat back. The Linden Tree Bowl, Arkansas State beat Bowling Green 38-31. The Armed Forces Bowl. Chris, did you watch this game like D did?
I watched Navy get their money back through our taxes.
Boy, I was rooting for Navy.
I wanted Oklahoma to win, and then it's like Navy was like, "Nah, we got this."
Cutest thing in the world. I was watching that game, and my son, my youngest, is watching it with me, and he was like, "Which color are we?" And I was like, "We're in the blue with the gold helmets. That's Navy. They're located in Maryland." Like, okay, like yes, I'm rooting for a Maryland team. No, not really, but.
Close enough.
Nigga, I could Chris. What road is that? What road is it? What road does it go straight out there?
50?
50? 50 goes straight down there. Yeah, 50.
Yeah,
50 goes straight.
50 goes straight to the
Annapolis. They go straight to Annapolis. Yeah. Nigga, we what? We an hour away from Navy? Come on, man.
No traffic. 30.
Wow. It's real quick.
Beltway 50.
It is real quick to get to Annapolis if there's no traffic.
About 45 minutes an hour.
You're actually right. You're about 45 to an hour. You're right about that. The Birmingham Bowl, Vanderbilt 135 to beat Vanderbilt beat Georgia Tech 35-27. The Liberty Bowl, which I fell asleep on, and I just saw it. It's bad when you fall asleep and you wake up and it's an infomercial or some shit. I forgot what it was when I woke up to. I think it was like a commercial. But Arkansas
here's one I did watch. The Pop-Tart Bowl, Miami.
Yes,
Miami. What man?
So let me get this straight. I like how the number one player in the number one recruit in all of college football, who's probably going to go first place, Cam looked at the coach and said, "Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I need you to get back in there. I need you to get back in the game." He went straight up Aaron Pierre. Nah. Drop the phone. Just drop the phone.
I mean, that was Miami's game to win, and Iowa was like, "All right, cool. You letting us in? Cool."
And the set is like, Chris, it was really, that's the fun part for me. It was like the second Cam Ward set his ass down. I was like, is it? That's it. And Iowa State came back like I said they was, because I told you, I always go for Iowa and Iowa State. And they came back, and it was like I said, it was actually fun. The Pop-Tarts Bowl continues.
To be entertaining.
I mean, just 2 years. I know it's just been 2 years, but that's how you do a bowl game. We're like, it's Pop-Tarts. So you know what we're going to do? Get the Pop-Tart mascot out here. We about to eat that nigga. And that was one of the greatest things ever.
And the trophy is a Pop-Tart toaster that you can actually sort of use a little bit, I guess.
I mean, they get their own trophy, but for everybody, the players straight up get a cake-sized Pop-Tart and
but also in money funneling news, Army won the Radiance Technology Independence Bowl over Louisiana Tech 27-6. That was a blowout.
Yeah.
As you do.
The bowl game, a lot of people are talking about because the picture afterwards, and I don't have the picture of it. The Pinstripe Bowl. Not the Pinstripe Bowl. Which bowl was this? Not the Pinstripe Bowl. This was the The Fenway Bowl.
Fenway.
I knew it was one of the baseball teams. Oh, but
yeah, which, by the way, side note, because it was still active NFL season a little bit and stuff.
Yep.
Some of the teams had to play on baseball fields, and it was blatantly obvious, and it actually affected the plays at certain points in time during the games.
Like the Pinstripe Bowl, it didn't affect it because
Fenway it did though.
Because Yankee Stadium is used to it. I don't think Fenway should be having football games.
They really don't, because that was a messy ass game. I was like, God damn, man,
it's so funny. Well, number one, Connecticut beat North Carolina, which Connecticut winning in New England territory is always great. And it was a big celebration. It was bigger than usual because, real talk, Connecticut don't win that much in football. So, of course,
they're a basketball school. Let's just be real.
What made me laugh, and I do not have the young man's name, but he is a freshman. He sat on the sideline watching them celebrate with the helmet in his hand, hands on his hips, just watching them.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody had the same response. Hey, yo, big dog, come on, man, hit the showers, nigga. Come on, let's get it. Everybody else, dude, it's the Fenway Bowl. If you don't take your ass in the locker room,
act like it was the Rose Bowl or some shit.
Yeah, that's all like somebody, everybody had a different day. Somebody said, "Come on, let's get the cleats off, bro. Let's go." Someone said, "Come on, let's wash ourselves. Let's go ahead." Hey, man, come on, man. Your mom waiting on us, man. Let's go, baby. Everybody had a different response.
I mean,
it's so good. At least the one joke I saw, everybody had a different response, but at the end of the response, they put in parentheses, slaps butt. Come on, bro. Let's go. Come on, big dog. Let's go. Go on, let's move it, nigga. Nigga, get off the field, bro. And and I understand it. I hope that is an origin of a hero, the origin of your hero story. I really do. But that is some main character. That's some main character mentality right there to think like, this is when it all changes. I become a beast. No. It all changes. It all changes when you get your ass in that locker room and actually talk with your teammates instead of looking like Willie Beeman losing the game that he could have got.
Speaking of which, did you see Bill Belichick in a suit with his young girlfriend? That was cute, wasn't it? She got him in a suit.
Oh, ain't that nice? I don't know how that's going to end, and I really don't care. But I wonder how North Carolina is going to deal with Bill Belichick. That is going to be interesting.
That's going to boost up the profile of
it is.
The ACC. I think I've said that before.
I think
I said that offline. I said it's going to boost up the profile of the ACC for sure.
But not just the ACC, but also North Carolina football in general. North Carolina football is very mid. Not a bad place to go to, exactly.
Again,
but you're going to have a chance to go.
I think people understand.
Clemson, so
let me be real, folks. The Carolinas, they're basketball.
Yeah,
it's basketball country. Duke, North Carolina, the Wolfpack. Like it's come on.
Now, don't get it wrong. Wolfpack football, when it's good, is good. Okay. Yeah. Eastern Carolina, I think, is very underrated of how
the HBCUs down in North Carolina got good football programs.
Oh, yes,
I will say that.
Shout out to my mother's school and my last name, Shaw University. Shaw University always, even when they lose, it's a party at Shaw when they have these.
So it's this weird like people don't understand. Like it's a weird dichotomy in the Raleigh, Durham, and Green. I might as well.
A&T.
Yeah, A&T.
So Aggies are one of the best ones in the HBCU.
Like the Raleigh, Durham, Greensboro. I'm gonna put all of it together because technically it's all
Tar Road. All the Tar Road, nigga.
all Tar Road. It's this hodgepodge of like any given season, football season, the HBCUs are cooking, but then like basketball season, oh shit, shut it down.
Dead silent.
Shut it down. It's Duke.
Unless y'all got free reign. But it's Duke all the way down there. There's North Carolina in some years, and then
Wolfpack, and then Georgia, Wake Forest when they decide they want to play spoiler.
Wake Forest with a cane. Yeah, don't forget
we're still here.
Like, wait a minute, who do y'all just lose to by like 40 points? Demon Deacons. Like, it happened.
Sorry.
Then hold on. Then Charlotte, then the 49ers of Charlotte when they want to show up. Then Greensboro when they want to show up. It's a lot of good basketball in North Carolina, man. I love it, man.
Oh, yeah, it's great. But like football, Bill Belichick in North Carolina, it's going to be interesting. Look, if they get a bowl game in his first season, that's going to be like.
Hear the end of it.
Oh, we
It
not
don't
hitting.
even matter. Now hold on. They just came out of the bowl. The bowl game we just talked about was the Fenway Bowl, very mid bowl.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? If let's just say he gets the Arizona Bowl or the Alamo Bowl.
No.
The Alamo Bowl ain't a bad one, but still, it's not.
I'm gonna say this: if it's
top tier.
Belichick, if I'm Belichick, I want the Gator Bowl.
You damn right. Gator Bowl, Music City Bowl, not really. Speaking of
Duke,
music,
Duke,
speaking of
look,
Music City Bowl,
Duke got into the Gator Bowl, so that's the bar right there. If you can be better than Duke, you can do it. You're fine.
think actually the real bar, I think, in the ACC is if you can beat Florida State and Miami. And
those two.
Because the real big dog is Clemson.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not expecting North Carolina to beat Clemson. Dabo Swinney over there stares in hard R. Bill Belichick got the win today. Good. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think I'm up for that shit. Yeah, there's time to party. Like, I don't think that's going to happen year one. And that's another thing. This is a good question. We know I know how Bill Belichick is with grown men. He has an acquired taste for grown men. So do you think all of his hardliner shit will actually fly in North Carolina?
Well, given the personnel that he's gathering, it could help like soften how he goes about it.
Mm-hmm. And thinking with some of these kids are going to have NIL deals, which, by the way, the NIL deals don't guarantee that you're actually good. You know what I mean? They
it's just a way to lock you down. That's all it really is and stuff.
That's about it.
Speaking of which, talk ACC. Hey, VTech, you let that northern ass school, Minnesota, beat you in a fucking Duke's Mayo Bowl?
You mean a soda? You're damn right they did.
Let Minnesota beat y'all in the North Carolina Bowl?
Speaking of my teams that I support, Iowa, don't let that score fool you. They lost to Missouri. Missouri 27-24. Don't let that fool you.
It's a close game though.
No, it wasn't. Missouri. You ever see a team that's trying to come back and they constantly getting punched in the face while trying to come back?
Hey, look. That is my girl's school alma mater. And when I told her the score, she was like, "I knew that was going to happen." I'm like, "Well, of course, you've been to all the football games. You know your squad."
One good game was actually Louisville and Washington.
Yes, it was. I did watch that.
That was actually a good game.
The Sun Bowl was actually pretty good.
The game
I wanted Washington to win, but it is what it is.
The game that was a blowout was a Texas Bowl. LSU, my team LSU won 44-31. It was a blowout though. They beat them early, man.
The game that I think people aren't talking about enough, the Aurelia Quest Bowl, Michigan and Alabama. I was so happy to see Alabama lose. I was like,
"Boy, this is a different team we're seeing in front of us." The Peach Bowl was fun. Arizona State and Texas was actually probably the best bowl game of the weekend, the whole of this
holiday.
Year. Yeah, it was the whole holiday. Thank you. That's a word. I think that was actually the best game. Arizona State need to be proud of themselves and how they played this whole season. They just ran out of steam. You literally saw them kind of just. Texas was hella high water. You know what I mean? And to give them up, they weren't going to lose that game, bro.
At Florida, you didn't have to do Tulane like that in the Gasparilla Bowl. I'm just saying.
Speaking of getting dogged, D has to say this. When I was right, I was right. I stared you right in the face, even though you said Oregon, Chris.
Yeah, I said Oregon.
You thought it was going to be Oregon, Georgia.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Oregon.
You were right.
Yeah, it was Oregon, Georgia. I thought it was going to be Oregon, Georgia.
Dog.
Ohio State.
Ohio beat them like they stole something. Beat
them like a rented mule, man.
It goes into my theory that Oregon ain't been ish to me since.
It's like
there's two Oregons I was scared of. Bo Nix Oregon and Chip Kelly Oregon. Those are the two Oregons I was scared of. Every iteration of Oregon since those, beside those two, I always.
Here's something about Oregon though. Ain't it? Oregon, they were definitely 100% to me, 100% deserving of the number one slot. It's just they have an Achilles when it comes down to like playoffs and just being in the big dance and shit, where it's just somehow, some way, they just get kneecapped by the opposing team, and it's like, what the fuck happened? And it makes people question, did they deserve the number one? And it's like, no, they deserved it. It's just whatever the fuck.
But that was the
mental
big
block kicks in.
That was the big talk that they was making, and I was like, I knew they was going to start talking about that. Well, did he deserve it? It's like, y'all rolled them the entire year, and now all of a sudden, well, we don't know if Oregon really deserves. Shut up!
You want to know the most nail-biting game though? Texas and Arizona State. Never in my life have I seen Texas. I looked at Texas like, Texas, do you want to win this game? What are you doing?
Like I said,
what are you doing?
It was hella high water. They were going to win that game regardless. Yeah,
I don't know, man. There was
like I said, you saw Arizona State literally lose gas. Yeah, That's what I'm saying. They just got tired.
No, sorry. It was just when you said that, I would think about that. But it's to say me, I had the opposite effect where I'm looking at Texas like, y'all want to win this or what? What the fuck?
So, all right, real funny replay that I saw was the Bahamas Bowl, Buffalo versus Liberty University. D just like saying this. I think the Liberty program is actually pretty good. Mm-hmm. I think it's actually pretty good down there. They have actually pulled out some really good bowl games and actually gotten in bowl contention. Now, let me just say this. I enjoy watching them lose. I enjoy watching that super conservative, we worship white Jesus ass university get 8. I love it when and they lost to Buffalo. You lost to a team for the MAC. You lost to a team for the MAC. Got burnt by them. I loved it. Yeah, they lost on 26-7.
But anyways, going on Notre Dame's thing. I was laughing at a lot of the Georgia fans that just knew during the game, like, yeah, Georgia's going to get their ass whooped by Notre Dame, and that's exactly what happened because Notre Dame's defense clamped the fuck down on Georgia, and they couldn't get nothing going.
I'm glad it happened because you already know me. I don't like Georgia. I'm glad it
happened. I don't have to hate for Georgia like you and a lot of others do. It's just like, yeah, it's Georgia.
No, Georgia to me is a wannabe Alabama. That's why I don't like them.
I thought Clemson was wannabe Alabama.
True. But Georgia comes off like, hey guys, Nick Saban ain't here. Let's go, yeah. It's like, nah,
y'all let Rudy and Co fucking come in and beat y'all guys. So
beat the hell out of y'all, man. Then we get down to the main. Then we get down to the main event, y'all. Ohio versus Notre Dame. And like I said again, man, Ohio State, man, they deserved every bit of this one.
It was a good enough game until Ohio just started running away with it, and it's like, never mind.
I will say this: the shade coming from the state of the state of Michigan, from the state of Michigan is so delicious. Because I told myself, damn, you know what's messed up? A day before, the whole state of Michigan was up for the Lions and got disappointed, and now y'all had to wake up to see the national champions is y'all enemy.
We're going to get into that NFL shit next week.
I'm just going to say this. And I'm not going to get tripped up by any words. Unalive yourself. Just kill yourself. All of y'all. Just
first off, you went from white version unalive to black version. Just kill yourself.
Nah, nigga, just kill yourself, bro. Because, boy, all the trash talking, we will talk about it next week. But all the trash talking that I had to hear from Detroit and the surrounding area, I had to hear from Lions fans, Michigan fans. Ohio State ain't gonna win. Lions going to the Super Bowl. I don't care. Ohio State ain't gonna win anything.
I'll just say this: as much as I wasn't dogging out Detroit because I actually did want to see them win, there's a small part of me that's vindicated because all the shit that Detroit fans were talking to Cowboys fans during the season, it's like, you know what? Y'all deserve this shit. Boy, y'all talked all that. No, y'all deserve that shit. Y'all deserved every bit of that loss. You know what?
Boy,
I'm cool with it.
One of the best things I've seen this weekend. Look at me, Cowboys. We're the captain. We're America's team now. That age like white people in the sun. I like, wow. A week later.
I will say this though, and I'll say this next week too. I feel arrogance killed the Lions.
Oh yes, it did, Chris. Talk about it next week. But I can just say this. What did D say in the middle of the year about the Lions? And what do we see?
We saw Jaden Daniels say, "Fuck your arrogance."
Fuck your mama. Fuck that defense.
Oh, he tore that defense up. Bear in mind, that defense limped into the playoffs, by the way.
I'm just going to throw directly up into the air.
Somebody's going to catch it.
Catching it. Wow, yeah. Anyway.
D, never in my life, if you would have, I'm not even a Commanders fan, but you know what, D? I think we both said it. They deserved it because you got rid of the fucking racist Redskin name. You got rid of Dan Snyder. You cleaned house. You know what? You're deserving of prosperity.
You at least gave a couple of those. You at least gave a couple of those cheerleaders that you prostituted out $40. So
$40. God damn.
Come on, man. It's the NFL. They still ain't gonna pay nobody.
Some of the girls working the line at Chick-fil-A, so you're right.
I know though. Some of them girls are strippers, and they just being very classy about that word stripper. So
some of them are escorts.
Boy, I hope not. I think that's terrible, man. I feel bad if you're a cheerleader in the NFL and you're an escort.
Well, I was higher end escort.
Higher end escort, maybe, Chris, but that still feels.
That's classy. That's more classier.
That's like working at a McDonald's. No.
No. If you're a higher end, that means that like you're upscale. Like you have an upscale clientele. Like you're not charging $40 for fucking service.
But did again, Chris. I'm just gonna keep this PG. I feel as though if you're a high end girl, you gotta allow those guys to like spit in your mouth or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels like it needs to be.
But anyways, back to college football. What we talking about today?
Oh,
the program.
We're talking about the 1993 movie, The Program. A movie where it's basically college's version of Any Given Sunday. It came out in 1993, by the way.
I said it was Blue Chips by way of football, but from a different angle. Right. Because Blue Chips, it was tackling college basketball and the pay for play shit, and then with the stress of a coach, and then also the players kind of what's the terminology for point shaving because they're not getting paid and how illegal is. Yes, all that. And then the program goes. They didn't
go too deep into the journalism part because there was like a journalist there, and you kind of could see what the outside narrative was compared to what actually was going on. So the program didn't do nothing.
The program went the other way where it's tackling not only just the idea of the pay for play angle and stuff with some of the players, but also just like how colleges maneuver with players in terms of like, they're just going through the motions of going to school because some of these players aren't really concerned with going to class. They're just trying to get an NFL contract so they can get the hell out of Dodge.
The 90s were great at one thing when it came to filmmaking, in my opinion, which was they wanted to expose something that a lot of people weren't used to. And they did that in different ways. Different movies did it to some greater success, some not so great. Some, it took a while for its greatness to be recognized. When it came to sports movies, they wanted to make them more grittier. And it's funny, even though it's two different directors, two different writers, Any Given Sunday and The Program comes from the same pot of football is dirty. And
football is deadly.
It is
harmful. It's a lot.
And what I'm thinking, and we were kids, Chris, so we wouldn't know the whole story of it. What I'm thinking is a lot of people really wanted to expose the NFL for what it was. It wasn't this wholesome product. And I think a lot of people already knew it wasn't a wholesome product, but I think they really wanted to get that across of how dangerous this sport can be. Now, granted, I do feel that the people that made this movie and that movie don't know what football really is. But
I got to see a player whose foot goes this direction on the ground. I'm like, God damn, like, yo. And one of the players, and this is the interesting angle because I feel this is a very real thing. One of the players, you find out he can read just good enough, but
brother, homeboy, huh?
Yeah, but like he actually is very knowledgeable in terms of reading football plays. Because obviously, when you're playing football, they give you a big book that you have to read to know different plays and all that.
Right.
And he had like a very idiot savant, like, yo, I know these plays, I can do that, which is, I feel that's a very real thing for some players where it's just like, I guess at like collegially, like academically, they're not exactly 100% there to do the academics, or they do just enough to pass. But like when they're on the sports field, everything just clicks easily.
Now that dude is Dwayne Davis. That's the dude that plays him. We seen the way Dwayne Davis played big brooding black guy through a lot of movies during that time. Now he's the son of Willie Davis. Willie Davis played. He played for the great Grambling State, and he played for the Browns. He played for the Packers.
He played with Jim Brown.
Did he play with Jim Brown? Yes, he did, because he got a Super Bowl. No, he played on the Packers when they won the Super Bowl. Was that the Packers? 1960.
He might have been on the team with them, but
it don't matter. No, he was on there because Jim Brown. He won with Jim Brown. He didn't win nothing on the Browns. He won
two-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl 1 and 2. God damn, this dude is old as shit.
Super Bowl 1 was the Packers. Yeah, he only won with the Packers.
1 and 2, back when they had helmets that were made of leather.
Oh yes, they did. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Back when men were men.
He's
the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame. He is.
Yeah, 5-time Pro Bowl and all the rest of it. That's the son of him, and he played. I loved how he played what I like to call, and we got plenty of them in NFL. We call them Gokus, where they're dumb as a box of tacks. What formation right here? We slip. He said that's right corner zip. We slip onto the right side. They go into the I formation. But what about this? They're like, what's your mission? This kill the quarterback. What about this one? Kill the quarter. Like making him so hard his girlfriend will feel it.
Now here's the crazy part.
I was like
baseball.
I love
that
it, man.
Scene where his character broke his leg. That got him a measure of PTSD because apparently that echoed something that happened to him in real life playing football. And he really was scared of doing that scene because it was just that was something that he experienced and stuff, but he went through with it anyway. But still, like that's crazy. And he was also in another movie that I think I mentioned offline, Unnecessary Roughness. He was a wide receiver in that movie.
See, he always plays a football player. Thank you, Tevin. That's what he said. My line that I remember saying back in high school when we was on the practice squad. I remember it was so funny. We was like, down set. D, who was in a 3-point stance, stands up for 2 seconds. You the nigga that fucked my sister. Oh, I'm about to get you.
I don't even know your sister. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you about to get, and I was sitting there saying, you about to get 225 pounds of mad nigga. Oh, I was doing all of it. They was like, stop, Wayne, shut up, Wayne.
Fun fact.
I don't have a serious bone in my body. I was not made for football.
Now, you know what I do appreciate that though in this movie is that you do see a lot of the shit talk between players and the other player punching the other player for the other team. And I'm like, I feel that's a legit thing that does happen, which is why you see all the players like scuffling during plays in the NFL and shit, because you know they probably doing some shit.
Yeah, of course. Just off of human nature, like push. All right, man, chill, nigga. All right. Play over. Like you just get whoa. Yeah, they about to fight. Because here's the thing about the NFL, all sports in general that came in. When the testosterone gets up there, it's hard to lower it down. So you have to kill it as soon as possible. The second, like good example, when homeboy with Omar trying to get up and he got kicked in the chest, I was like, that happened all the time in the 90s and 2000s. They have really shaved it down now where you can't do that. But niggas still do that every now and then. Somebody gets a good kick in. Somebody gets to, where they get on a little bit of pylon. There's that one fat dude that kind of leans into it, then stands up.
Now you
that
know
happens a lot, man.
Now you know what's crazy is that Craig Schaefer, I call him great value Josh Brolin because he has he is actually funny enough. He's been in a lot of movies that I remember from the 80s.
Yeah. It's weird with Craig Schaefer. He had a weird career trajectory to me, man. He really that's
I think if Josh Brolin didn't exist, he would have had Josh Brolin's career. It's very weird I say it like that because it's like he had a consistent career and it's just like, hey, is that that guy. I don't know his name. Craig Schaefer. That's who it is.
Weren't you like in an episode of something that I don't remember? Like that's what I felt like.
He's like Skeet Ulrich. It's like, hey, it's that guy. Cool. You know.
So his whole thing was typical quarterback.
Heisman ready.
Heisman ready.
Golden boy. You know.
So what's his problem, man? Hey, dad. So it's going to be a big year. Yeah, it is. So I'm up for a Heisman. The fuck is that? His dad. What factory closed down and made him so gray-eyed?
That's a guy that worked at a fucking sawmill and that shit shut down.
Did you see your wife get shot? Because I ain't see no mom there.
All I saw was a white trash Christmas tree where all the beer cans getting hung. That's some white trash shit right there. The fucking which funny enough, D, with the couch with the couch that looks comfortable as shit, by the way. I ain't gonna lie.
Comfortable. But it looks
I'm talking I'll sleep on that couch.
Look, but at the same time, doesn't need to be watched.
That couch.
Look, doesn't need to be watched. Smells like farts. All of it stinks. Every part of that thing probably smell like piss. You see his dad.
But it's comfortable as hell.
Very comfortable.
I can sleep on this, actually.
I can sleep on
this. I'm just keep my clothes on.
Hey, Chris, I can sleep on this. What happened, D? That's a wet spot. And it ain't mine.
Damn.
Are you going to get up?
I'm already here.
I'm going to have to. But it's bad when there's that. So I told myself on the break. So I bet his whole thing, because like I said, it's been years since I watched this. So I was like, I bet your whole thing is daddy doesn't love me. And what I was right, it is. All of his problems, his drinking, the way he feels like he's on the field, all of that is like, it's pure daddy don't love me energy. My man
went to rehab, actually cleaned himself up. And he went to his dad and was like, Dad, I was in rehab and I was doing a lot of thinking. Yeah, you do a lot of thinking in rehab. I'm like, God damn, like
is that all you got?
It's like you dawned about your son was trying to better himself as a person, and you just say, yeah, a lot of thinking in rehab. Ugh. Even to the point
First off, sir, ain't no real man gonna smoke one of them little chick sticks. Gay sticks is Paul Malls. Or Marlboros. Smacking the hell out the pack.
Marlboro Red or Marlboro Green?
Marlboro Red. Pure cowboy killers. That's what I want. We doing this or we not doing this? What are we?
It's 1993, so you're opening the magazine of Sports Illustrated. It's the Marlboro advertisement with the cowboy smoking.
The cowboy with the guy. You know what, Chris?
With the hat.
I have to say this. It was some really, really, really great advertisement that Marlboro used to have.
He is. Angel is. Holy shit.
David Boreanaz did take his whole career.
Took his swag. Took it all.
He took his whole swag. Hey. I look better than you. No, you don't. I have a less forehead than you. Well, you got me there.
Schaefer, he right. Tell me like Schaefer ain't even dead. It's like, God damn, like
that's the sick part about it. Like, look, and Tevin, thank you for bringing that up because there's always going to be a bunch of celebrities that we always see and that we always bring up on 3 Black Geeks where, if he didn't exist, your career wouldn't went this way or something like that. I believe now, Chris. I really am doing this secret. I'm doing this thing. I'm just gonna let y'all know. I don't think it's gonna go nowhere because D always try to do these projects and they go nowhere. But I'm really trying to analyze Michael Beach as an actor because a part of me thinks he stopped somebody from growing, and at the same time, I think Michael Beach is underrated. I think yes, we see Cheating Man. Yes, we do. We see Snake Nick. We see Snake Black Man. But I think he's underrated as an actor.
Look,
I have not gone nowhere with it, but I want to do something with that.
I've seen Michael Beach in Mayor of Kingstown. This motherfucker, low key, apparently been hitting the gym. This motherfucker got an 8-pack and everything. And I'm like, dead ass. Watch Mayors of Kingstown. There's a scene where I think he was like, he was changing in front of his wife, right? And he takes his shirt off. I'm like, when the fuck did
Michael
Michael
Beach.
Beach get ripped? Like,
Michael
what the
Ballhead, push
dead
broom.
ass, dead ass. I'm
Okay.
like, when the hell did this happen?
That's what I'm talking about. Are we underappreciating Michael Beach? Like,
I thought,
like
I
these
really
have-
thought
like,
Michael
I'm at-
Beach. I thought Michael Beach was gonna have like dad bod and like this, but nah.
Nah, he kept the shade. Look, like a part of me is this. Real talk, Chris. A part of me is now like I don't like you, but I have an appreciation.
Also, he has the
for-
fucking pepper beard, so it's like he are. I feel he low key knows the demographic of black women that he can catch at this point.
Like, look, put it this way. I understand. Like I'm having a
Timberlake wishes.
Oh no! Justin Timberlake took Ryan Phillippe's career.
No, Ryan
And
Felipe
thank you.
did
I've
shooter,
always said that.
and he's straight. He didn't shoot him.
Chris, look at all the movies that came out in the 2000s that starred Justin Timberlake, and don't you sit there and tell me that Ryan Phillippe could have been in that spot instead of him.
Fair.
He stole his career.
Yeah.
Look, it's like this. I say this. The worst part about it is that Justin Timberlake ain't kept on acting. He only did voice acting for the last 3 movies he did.
Well,
Was
the
just straight up
Trolls
voice
movie
acting.
made millions, so it's
Like
like,
I
hey,
said,
go to where you make
voice
money.
acting. That don't count. That's what I'm saying. You did all that. You took the prime of my career, and now you're not even gonna keep on acting. You just voice acting.
Now I'm
Hold
on
on.
TV.
And this is and D's gonna say this. You just voice acting and putting out mediocre records. How is that even possible, Justin?
Sir, that was one mediocre record. Right?
There's 2 of them, man. That was
Second
2
one.
of them.
What was the
The
second
last one that came out that nobody listened to, and that country album. That
No.
bomb.
What,
Yeah.
Man in the Wilderness? That one?
That terrible one that nobody bought.
Yeah, that was the
except
only
white
one he
girls
did. That was the
with
only one he
trucks.
did. Yeah, it was
No,
just
he
Man.
brought another one.
Nah,
You
it
sure
hasn't
he
come.
didn't
It
bring
hasn't
another
come
one?
out yet. I believe.
Oh,
I
it
don't
hasn't
think-
come out yet.
hasn't come out yet. It was like
Thank
that's
God.
the one where he. That's
Chris,
the one.
I thought that came and went. Thank you, saved me from throwing.
Nah,
him
because I
in
was
the
like,
trash.
because he was all like, "Yo, I got Timberlake, I got Timberland back, I got Pharrell back," and I'm like, "Oh yeah," because he knew that last one fucking took a dump.
Man in the Woods. I don't know what white nonsense he was on. No, you are a wigger. You're supposed to stay
Lean
in
in
this
that.
spot. You're a wigger, Justin. Lean into it. Anyway, but yeah, I always say it's kind of funny with like I'm having an appreciation for Morris Chestnut. I don't like Morris Chestnut, but I have an appreciation for what he does. Like it's like Morris, you actually kept your body up, your looks up. Women still love you. You're not a bad actor. You know what, Morris? I'm glad you're still around, brother. Like I really and I said actually, Chris, I said that the other time, a few months back. I believe that Morris Chestnut took roles away from Blair Underwood.
But see, Blair Underwood.
But here's the
fine.
funny part: they both flowed into the same river,
Thank
and you know what I'm saying.
Blair Underwood. Before we get back to the program, Blair Underwood's career is funny. I think he knew at some point he was fine wherever he goes, and he just went with ebbs and flows. Like 1 minute he might be in a Tyler Perry movie, next thing you know, he's like a recurring character in like a hospital show for like a couple of seasons and stuff.
Next
It's
thing you
like,
know,
oh,
next thing you know,
all right,
it's,
cool.
it's one of those low key movies that end up being in a lot of critics' top 10. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like no Chris Pine, Thomas Hayden Church movies. That's like somewhere out in Texas, and it's like
Blair's here. Huh. No, Blair was in. I think Blair was in Smile.
He
I
was
believe.
in Smile. Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was in Smile. That again, it's one of those moments where he's just there, and it's like, oh, Blair Underwood, cool.
God, was that other movie? I can't remember. Long Legs.
Yeah, Long
He
Legs.
was in Long Legs. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but speaking of another actors, Andrew Bernarski. He's another one, another actor that was in Unnecessary Roughness. He's another one that always Zangief from Street Fighter, by the way.
And
He's another one that's always good at playing these type of roles. And his role in the program is Steve Latimer, who is a defensive lineman, basically.
defensive lineman. Yes, he is.
Now, here's the thing.
He's also a gigantic steroid stereotype.
Yes, that's what I was getting to. So they pretty much show it out up front when we see the character where it's like, oh man, you got big. Yeah, I gained 35 pounds this summer. And automatically you can clock it immediately. You took steroids, didn't you? And the funny thing is, James Caan, who's playing the coach, the other coaches are like, you know he's on steroids, right? He's like,
He's juicy.
nah. Here's the funny.
He's
Nah,
not.
you could gain 35 pounds during the summer. It's not hard. I'm like,
Come on. I knew a guy that gained 40.
Now,
You
now,
know,
time-
we,
now, time-
we
now,
made
time
it to the
out.
national championship. There's always some shit like
There
that.
are people out here that will tell you, athletes and everything, that it is very hard to gain weight if you're very athletic, like you go to the gym every day and everything, because you got to eat. I ain't talking about just breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm talking like you got to eat to maintain on top of working out.
He was doing it wrong, but he was on so much freaking and the term I learned because I follow this one guy on YouTube. I actually really like him because when I start getting the weightlifting, I start weightlifting again. He's the one dude I'm going to actually study. I forgot his name. He's bald headed. Some of you guys probably saying he's a big old bodybuilder, but he be analyzing different people. He was analyzing, of course, Liver King, and he was like, Liver King's on so much gear, it don't even fucking matter.
That guy. I know what you're talking about.
He was like, it's so much gear, it doesn't matter. So yeah, he has to eat all constantly. But here's the thing that's getting me: what he's eating is actually worse for your body. But because he's on so much gear, and he clearly is, Liver King, you are. But he was like, because you want so much of that, it kind of doesn't matter. And that's the sad part. You're that roided up. It don't matter what going to your body. And so, but in this case, he plays.
He's stereotyped, like you said, 90s roid rage. I'm talking like here's how much it went to. It went into a special, very special episode when he's in that room with that girl. And she's like, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't do it. And he just went from 0 to 100 and just said, it's raping time.
The ABC after school special.
That's what it turned into.
He went to It's Raping Time. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is this?
What are you doing? Cowbugger it is. Blech.
Dude,
Boy,
I got scared when he threw her and she hit the fucking nightstand. I'm like, oh, damn, is she dead?
Dude, that's Chasing Amy. What are you doing?
No. Was it Chasing Amy? Was it?
It was.
Oh,
and
shit, it was.
See her for the. No, it was a different girl. I'm sorry.
No, different girl. Chasing Amy was the one that did the cheating scandal with Test.
And disappeared for the rest of
the
the
that was the coach's. No, she was the coach's daughter.
Dad, I'm
She
sorry.
she was James Caan's daughter.
I didn't need to do it. I was just trying my best.
I'll get into a junior college.
But
It's
Dad, I
fine.
just want to get into the right college. And I know you said I couldn't sleep with anyone else.
Like, it was funny. That was
I like how him being a coach and the father was like, didn't I tell you these players don't like you? They just want to use you. Listen to me.
Boy. Anyway, so that being
But
said,
no, but
Roy
he's roid rage to the point to where his defensive lineman got to pull him back, including one actor that was in Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
My boy.
Yes.
I do not know this. What's his name?
Hold up. I got it up.
I will butcher his name.
Where's it at? Abraham Ben-Ruby.
Now, yeah, Abraham Ben-Ruby. Now, let me tell you something. The fun part about Abraham Ben-Ruby. Number one, he was on almost all the episodes of Parker Lewis Can't Lose. But where a lot of us do remember him from was The Growing Pains, where I know a bunch of y'all know him from. And don't say you don't, because I know half of y'all Gen Zers. ER. He was on
Yes.
ER, and he was on there until the end of the freaking series. And also, what delights me so much is that I can hear his voice now. So one of my favorite skits in all Robot Chicken, he was in playing Darth Vader, where he said, no, not Leia. Wait a minute, Leia? He's like, yeah, Leia's my sister. You are, shut up, just shut up. Timeout. I need a timeout. And you see Vader literally go to a Hallmark store. I need a card to say, I'm sorry, I blew up your planet. Oh, well, we got this. We got a Ziggy card right here. We have a stop. You had me at Ziggy. Oh, Ziggy. And when I hear that, I can see his face because I can hear his voice through that little distortion zone. So I was like, oh, snap.
Can't be real.
He's been on a bunch of episodes of Robot Chicken too.
He gives off very John Goodman energy.
In fact, Chris, about that, there was an episode of Roseanne where he played young John Goodman.
Get out of here. He did?
I wish I could lie to you. That is the truth. And I actually remember seeing that episode of Roseanne. Like, dog, I looked it up. I was like, yeah, that's another place I saw that nigga in. I like it, man.
Yes,
I like
Tevin. I watched George the Jungle. You're right. He was one of the henchmen. I watched
Wait a
that
minute.
movie.
Okay.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser,
Okay,
George the Jungle.
Okay. That movie, and D is saying this. We're never going to review that movie. We should one day.
We
but it's
should,
never-
because that and
never
Dudley Do
going to
Right
happen.
were two movies to me that were like,
Dudley Do Right was not good. George of the Jungle, however, is this
George the
much-
Jungle is the
is
better.
Chris,
It's better than Dudley Do Right, but I like both of the goofy ass
It is.
movies.
this much underrated. And
Yes.
I mean, this is not a great movie, but there are like 6 or 7 jokes in there. Hilarious. And of course, my favorite one. Now is the part where we all that was the part where we all bend our head back and laugh. Ready? It makes it so funny. There's a monkey in that scene that starts laughing with them.
Now,
Oh,
our Roy
it
Rage
ain't great,
guy.
but I like it.
Now, our Roy Rage guy. We get to his whole saga. His basically his storyline is
arc.
essentially his arc, so to speak. Is he's on the Roys because he wants to be on the team. Very bad, because I think previously he wasn't on the team. He was like practice squad or whatever. So he put on weight, got 35 pounds, makes a team. He was like, I'm part of the program. Yeah. And that's when D puts the picture up and he busted his head through the window. And the other coaches are
Not
scared
just
shitless.
his window, but several other cars in the parking lot.
The other coaches are looking back like, yeah, we're going to have to tell them they're going to get drug tested because this is ridiculous.
I'll be real with you. Part of me thinks that this has happened several times, not in that same manner of somebody cartoonishly putting their hair.
But it's happened before.
I know something happened in the weight room, on the field, something, and I'm just gonna use Deion Sanders' voice on this one. Hey, who that over there? Pukowski? Yeah, we're gonna have to have that boy piss in a cup. I know when somebody on the road. No. He ain't natural.
I need
You
people
know,
to
we'll
understand.
see. Hey, Pukowski, come over here real quick. You all right, son? You ain't shooting nothing in your ass, did he? Now you know we're gonna find out.
I like how everything in this movie from the start is normalized from when the coach loses the game that makes it to where they can't get a bowl game. And him and his crew immediately got the bags and they already are off to get some recruits. And it's like business as usual.
You know what is so funny? I didn't like the ending, but the more I sat on it, it was so funny because
I like it because it's
that's
just
what I'm saying.
like,
I took a shower right before we got online, right? And I was sitting there, I was thinking to myself, that's actually a pretty damn good ending. You had all of that. Now, yeah, they could have did the bigger thing where they went to the bowl game, lost one, whatever.
we know they go to a bowl game, but we just
But-
don't show it.
But you skip right to the end. It's business as usual. All right, so we're gonna have to see that boy down at Polk High School, and then we're gonna go from there. We're gonna have to go on to Texas. Now, how long we gonna be? We're gonna have to be down there 2 days anyway. It's Dallas, then we go down, then we go down to Corpus Christi, then we go from there. And they're like, all right, and they just show the credits, and I'm thinking to myself, well, that's stupid. And then I had to sit and think to myself, no, because the season doesn't end for coaches. It really kind of don't.
No, it's a
Yeah, you
continuing
do.
cycle.
I will put it to you this way.
You get a break.
What day is it? Let's just say the
Basically, they didn't make the bowl, so they're back on Christmas. This time around,
I was going to ask you that, Chris. Now they made the bowl game, and we heard what their record was. I'm gonna tell you 2 things. Number 1, your boy ain't up for the Heisman. He had to do how many weeks of rehab for? You ain't on the Heisman list.
no.
No, you not. No, that's the year. That's the year. If I'm mistaken, Andre Ward won that. Not Andre Ward. Charlie Ward won that year. If I'm mistaken, yeah. No. Who won that year? Who won the Heisman in '93? Whatever. It don't matter. I know you didn't win.
All
that.
I'm saying is, what makes
And the bowl game they went to, I guarantee you, like I said, they went to the Sears Roebuck.
but your boy, when him and because what was it Mac and Jefferson, when they were at that party or whatever, and Mac was telling them like, yo, did you get some money? Because these coaches, they get paid at these bowl games, we don't get shit. That was the thing that he was telling them and stuff, right? I thought what was great about the ending was that, number 1, Roy Rage guy is crying because he ain't making the NFL. And I thought the best scene of the movie, honestly, for me, was when he was like, it's this whole thing of he went clean. He went clean. He flushed down the needles and the pills and stuff. He's like, I want to do this clean. And it's the pivotal game. And he just has to hold the guy from not going to the end zone. And no roids equals this man is like slowly pushing him into the end zone so he can get the touchdown. And that's when it hit him. Oh God, I am weak without this shit.
It's weird. Steroids don't turn nobody into a superhuman. Let's make that very clear. It ups your testosterone and it does
basically super soldier serum on a lower scale.
Yeah, on a lower scale. That's the best way of saying it. And much like Ozempic, you got to treat it right, or else it's not going to work right. So that's why why steroids aren't illegal. They're very dangerous to handle, especially when you're in bodybuilding where they're not illegal. When you're in powerlifting where they're not illegal, there's a substance thing with them with powerlifting, but for the most part,
it's probably the better option.
It's a couple of things where you can't even do in powerlifting, and as we see in wrestling, you have to be put it this way. It's an open secret in WWE. Unless you're like a superstar, like The Rock or Brock Lesnar. No, there's no steroids in the WWE. So you see what I'm saying? You can't. There's some.
Like I said, I always put Brock as a freak of nature because that's a farm boy. He is like country boy, like just.
I agree, but the way I'm hearing it, it is one of those things where I just came to accept it as a person that actually likes Brock.
The Rock, yes.
Oh yeah, The Rock is clearly.
I will defend Brock Lesnar. I will defend Brock Lesnar because I feel
Brock, but what I hear and the way they describe it is like this. Yeah, Brock.
Put this way, he's hitting. Put this way, to me, if I had to say, if anything, I'll admit this. I'll say he's riding the line where it's like you're lucky you were. It's lucky you were big when we saw you.
Yeah, you can tell during training he shoots up during training, and when it's up. When it's around the time where it's for him ready, he gets off the stuff or wherever way he do. You can tell that he has a regimen where he doesn't overdo it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like I can, but still, fair is fair. You on something. Same thing go with John Jones. I think John Jones is is probably the greatest MMA fighter of all time. John is clearly on something.
Sir. John is eating boiled chicken, rice, and broccoli to get big. All right.
And a pill that Dr. Mario throws into the motherfucking Dr. Mario throws into the thing, the big ass giant pill. It's clear.
And he's doing creatine.
All right, put it this way. I understand that he's not freaking Alistair Overeem. Overeem looked like he ate a cow and then got all the muscles from the cow. Overeem to this day is a specimen.
Yes.
I'm gonna go a little bit older than that. When you go to Carr, I forgot his name, the Smashing Machine, Mark Carr. Anybody knows about Mark Carr? Mark Carr, his neck alone, it's like, my God. And you think like, that's a roided up dude. Like, oh man, that's roids. Oh, that's roids. Here's what you do, Chris. Look both ways. Go up to him, lick him on the neck. Oh. That dude was just jacked. Yeah, he was to me. Mark Kerr was on the level of what's the definition of yoke to you, D? That person. So some people you just tell that they on something, bro.
My man when the coach during the game that got him into the bowl game looked him in his eyes and was like, "Oh, you're juicy." It was the silence. It was the silence of it, just like, yeah, coach. He's like, uh-huh.
Right. Get in, get back on there, man. You good? Mm-hmm.
And that crying on the bench, I was like, oh, he knew he was done. That was it.
That to me is, I got one more game, and
life is going to whoop my ass.
Oh, you're not getting drafted by nobody, bro. You were already
either European NFL or arena football.
I was actually going to say that about homie, black dude, Dwayne Davis. I was going to say that about him. I believe, he broke his leg down. It was so funny. I
feel he might get a second chance, though.
I'm going to say this. I was talking to my son. I forgot who in particular we was talking about. And I was telling him, I was like, back then, if you tore your ACL, that was your life. That was your career. You're done.
Oh, yeah.
And same thing goes with Achilles injuries, torn meniscuses, or just terrible leg injuries like that. Like your leg broke, like snapped like that on the field. For a lot of guys, that was it. And that's why you saw a lot of guys shuffle over to wrestling. That's why you saw a bunch of. That's why you saw the Goldbergs and the Mike and the Mike Awesomes and all those dudes that clearly played football go over to wrestling because they couldn't keep on playing it. So I will say this: I think he's done. I think he was done. I think that was true. Coach, I ain't gonna play no more. It's like, great, one of these things. But whatever. Look, it's like this. We're in cliche college already, so I'm not even mad.
Look, all I'm saying
we're in Trope University. I'm not mad.
Alvin Mack was Shannon Sharp if he didn't go into the NFL.
What you say?
He was Shannon Sharp if he didn't go into the NFL.
Yeah. And actually, the injury kind of reminded me. But it's not the same. No, I was going to say it reminded me.
When you saw where he lived at, it reminded me of when Shannon Sharp was when we went back to his house I guess he grew up.
That was his grandma.
That's what Alvin Mack grew up in.
It was so funny.
When he gave his mom that doorbell at the beginning, I was like, oh man, that's crazy.
You just like how D I always say this. I said it about freaking Bubba of Forrest Gump. Nigga, why did you do that? You just signed your fate right there.
Get into the NFL. I'm gonna buy you a house. I'm like,
I look, it's 1993, and it's gonna take about half a year to fix that knee. So when you fix that knee, I'm gonna need you to go down to the Monster Factory down there in Georgia, and I'm gonna need you to see if you can get on WCW because son,
Alvin Mack going to join the Army.
You think he's one of them dudes?
It's 93. There's no wars per se happening at the moment. He'd be fine.
All he needs is one good recruiter that's going to tell him halfway the truth. Like, we can use somebody like you in the Marines. Not giving no BS. Tell him that, yes, we can get your mama out that shack, because I don't like the military, but the military is kind of right with that. You're not going to be poor. Afterwards, after you leave us, you're going to be poor. But when you're here, no, you're not.
It's consistent money.
So I can see you're probably, you know what, Chris, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Army recruiter or a recruiter from Marines. Hey, son, you ever thought about the United States military?
Now, the other subplot of this movie, we're following Darnell Jefferson, who is typical kid who obviously wasn't pure Omar Epps academic. He wasn't exactly academically there, but he isn't stupid either. It's just sports supersedes anything academics.
Grades are bad. And here's the thing. It's a misnomer to me when it comes to student athletes. Yes, you do have to have good grades, but I have seen some dudes who had terrible grades get into good colleges. So
one thing I appreciate out of this movie though is that like they didn't play him up as like a dumb jock. He's just a guy that like he plays just a guy that just is enjoying playing football. Cause like when they had that scene where they're all around the table sharing, stuff, he was like, hey, I just want to avoid not being a statistic out on the streets. I'm just going to play sports and do what I need to do. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Now, he didn't have no parents, but when you said that sounded like you had grandparents, nigga.
Oh yeah. That house, the coach was in his grandparents' house. Remember when when he was talking and stuff? I was like, oh yeah, he grew up with some grandparents.
That's your granddad. Your granddad told you that every day. You are not going to be a statistic.
Take your ass to school.
Chris, you know that happened when you turn 18.
Out.
Look, let me tell y'all. Look, I told this to one of my friends recently. We was talking about, when it comes to yada 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 parent advice, and he agreed with me. Oh no, I'm against that, and I wish black people especially stop doing that. When you turn 18, you getting up out my house. Like, stop that.
In this economy.
This economy, I am not sending my kid out there to get their head chomped off, working at McDonald's.
Malik,
I was about to say that too.
It was Malik before how, But I would say this is the better version of it.
Malik got a motherfucking scholarship.
I would say this is a better version because, like, number one,
the program, higher learning, loving basketball. Omar, grow up.
Track, basketball, football.
Track, basketball, football.
Running back.
He did all the nigger sports. Okay, cool.
Running back, point guard, and a track star. Great.
So which is the better one of all of them? I think the track star one was the better one. He died at the end of the day. He couldn't run away from the bullet.
No. That was Tyra Banks that couldn't run away from the bullet.
That was Tyra Banks. Yes, I'm sorry. Oh my God, we gotta do
Omar was choking out fucking Michael Rappaport. I was rooting for him on that one, man. You kidding me?
Oh my God, I forgot, dog. It's been years.
Michael Rappaport basically was playing the white gunner.
He was playing white
school
supremacist
shooter,
in that
white
movie.
supremacist school shooter, and then Omar Epps choked him out because how dare you kill Tyra Banks?
She was fine. I was gonna bang it. I was gonna hit that shit.
You were gonna get married after college. Maybe she probably would have divorced you, but whatever.
Yeah, that one.
But no, what I like about
him and loving basketball, I'm gonna stand by. Dude, you was just okay. Like you were good enough to make it into. I ain't gonna shake that. That's That's USC. That's a good college. I'm not gonna do that. You should have never even made the NBA.
I feel him and Halle Berry in this one had a better connection than the other two roles.
Yes, they did.
Because it was very standard, like college relationship. He was feeling her, she was low key feeling him, but she was in a relationship with snobby black man,
the fullback of the team.
The fullback of the team.
He became the fullback of the team.
Yeah, he was senior, about to leave and be a doctor because school.
That's how that works.
Yeah, he was, but I appreciated like he wasn't the dumb jock. It was like, no, I want to learn.
I didn't like how the boyfriend was typical. Okay, first off, that wasn't his fault. That was your boy over there. It's another yellow ass, light-skinned nigga out there dancing with you. He didn't have to do all of that. You didn't have to do all of that.
I'll be honest with you, there was a lot of posturing in this movie, including our boy Craig Schaefer. Him and Epps were at the bar, and my man was like, "Looking at my girl." I'm like, "Dude, really? We're doing this? You're looking at my girl shtick? Really? You know what? You deserve to get you deserve to get thrown into that fucking damn cabinet. I'm sorry. You had that coming."
He had to put Drake on his neck because he got cut right here. All I'm saying is that could have been an attempted murder charge. Man. Going head first into a trophy case like that. That could have been attempted murder, man.
Look. All I'm saying is, I just feel if you're a guy and you're going up to the fucking potential Heisman candidate and saying, "Are you looking at my girl?" I just feel you kind of ran. You that's on you at that point. Like,
two things also, and D's going to say this: you just had to running back. Where the hell was your offensive line? What type of communication do you have with your? I ain't gonna go that far. I'm not going that far. That's how D knows this wasn't made by a lot of football people. Because football people are like, no. There's at least two. The center is always going to. There's at least two linemen, and it's going to be the center or the outside tackle. One of those guys. It's going to be one of them. So the second somebody push up on you, you got that 320-pound dude going. Got a problem right here, man.
Got a problem? Nah.
Got a problem? Nah, man.
We got the running back Omar Epps to try to run interference. I'm like, come on,
200-pound running back because back then they didn't weigh that much as running.
They weren't Derrick Henry size. They were like
One of the funniest things that happened in this movie, y'all. Okay, it was in the second game where you see when Jefferson got on a break, right? I lie to you not. You see Omar Epps, right? He spins, and then it cuts to another shot of him running straight down. He turned into this Emmitt Smith looking dude. And seriously, there's a whole other guy under the helmet. And you hear him like taking a tag, and you hear Omar Epps' dub voiceover. I'm like, that's bad. We have actually come a long way from those days, because I think The Replacements was the first time like you actually saw them, like when they had like players catching the ball and wide receivers, it matched the actor that's playing it. So it's like, you didn't believe Orlando Jones is a wide receiver, but fuck it, the movie made you believe that Orlando Jones can actually be a wide receiver, and it worked. The flip side, and here's the flip side, the reason why I like Any Given Sunday so much, LL said, nah, I want to go to the drills and learn this. Jamie, no, I want to go to the drills and at least have the form of a quarterback. I don't got to remember plays, but I got to at least have the stance of a quarterback and all that. Yeah, I'm shorter than a quarterback, but make me look like one. And straight up to Bill Bellamy, who had to get trained by T.O. T.O. trained him how to run out there, run a route, and catch. Oh, that's one of the great. I love that.
I low-key feel Dennis Quaid probably joined in on that, because Dennis Quaid I think you said it when we were talking, he did have some Romo-isms.
You can tell that.
It's like, Dennis Quaid might got a little roll and throw. All right, I see you.
He did, but that's what I'm saying. You can even tell by the quarterback play what he was doing, the way he rolled out and like threw it with one hand. I like that. Schaefer in this, it was really coordinated, move this way, move that way, which is not a bad thing.
And
They have
then
to do it
the
in
Madden
these
first person view as the guy is fucking rolling up on him.
It was
fucking
primitive, but it worked. It's primitive, but it worked. Now, you know the one thing I didn't like that didn't go nowhere with Schaefer? Remember when he jumped over dude and homie literally cracked his neck?
Yeah,
CTE. Go nowhere with that.
CTE, my man, because he was
That
like,
didn't exist. That didn't exist. Chris,
no, but that's what I'm saying. No, we knew. I knew. No, look, when he got hit like that, right, and he got up and looked all woozy, I was like, that's CTE, CTE, CTE. And when the guy asked him, "Are you all right?" He just looked up like,
I'm fine.
"Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine."
I'm fine. When he did that,
Nigga,
I was like,
if this
what
was
year is it? What year is it? Who's the president right now? Ronald Reagan. Sit your ass down.
If this was college football today, his ass would have been straight to that tent to get tested.
It would have been this. How many?
Oh, he's gone. He's out the game. Nah,
bro. It like it's always bad. It's always bad when you hear those things. There's one really fucked up CTE series, y'all. Y'all know how it is.
That's moment.
We ain't got to talk about it, but we ain't got to go deep into it. But I'm gonna just give a real quick example because I'm sitting on it. I've been watching a whole lot of different. I've been watching the MMA stuff, and one person I follow, Napoleon Blown Apart. If y'all look, he's funny. He's very funny, but a historian of MMA is cool as shit. But what got me was he was talking about Gary Goodrich, a dude that is known for having some of the most brutal knockouts, or he's getting brutally knocked out. He's one of those guys. And he was talking about how he got into this last fight, and right before the fight, his doctor was telling him, "Okay, I don't know how I feel. You're clear, but after the fight, I need you to call me." Right? So he goes to the fight, and he said, "All I remember is I gotta call the doctor. I gotta call doc. Gotta call doc. Gotta call doc." Everybody's trying to talk to me the whole time. I was just saying, "I gotta call doc. Gotta call doc." I finally talked to him. He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, I called you. What's up? What's up?" He's like, "Yeah. How you feeling?" "I'm all right. I'm good. I'm good." "Did you win the fight?" "Did I what?" And I just remember he kind of got choked up trying to remember it. He's like, "I don't remember even having a fight. And I just got out of one." I'm thinking that, like, wait a minute, the fight's supposed to happen, right? Like, no, you just got into boy. That's how serious CTE is. So, yeah, he was probably there, but it's like, yeah, I'm all right. What quarter is it? First quarter. That's probably what happened. And the coach was like, "Get him out there. Get him out there."
So, like, there was a scene.
Game, God damn it.
There was a scene that had me rolling when Omar, like, he gets hit and you see the look on his face as he fumbles the ball, like, "Oh shit."
Wait a minute, was it during the practice when he got hit?
No, not the practice one. It was during the game when he got hit and the ball fumbles out and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, because Carl.
Oh boy, missed it. Yeah.
Great idea
to not do his blocking assignment.
Who was the running back that had shitty blocking? Who was that? I forgot. Whatever. It won't even be timely. I think it was Shady McCoy. I think Shady didn't block nobody for so.
Shady couldn't block for shit.
There was somebody who didn't block.
But it was that. But then there's also the thing of the whole movie, him fumbling during practice. He had to keep the ball with him at all times,
which is hilarious. That because I heard this before.
I heard that was a thing. Depending on who's telling it in the NFL, that said it was somebody either. It was in the early 90s, so I want to say Darryl Green or somebody said that they had to go through something like that.
Yeah, carry a ball everywhere they went to. And if they dropped it, they would get cut or something.
Shit during class, that was hectic as shit. I'm like, all them bodies fucking jumping on each other on that hard-ass floor. I'm like, y'all lost it.
Those are football players. That's football players for you. That's the hard concrete.
That's that hard high school floor, like the linoleum floor that just... I'm like,
I call that spine breaker.
I see, dude. I have accidentally fell and hit my knee on that floor, and that shit hurts. Now imagine all them bodies fucking landing on you trying to get a ball.
I seen somebody get spiked on the ground, and we all heard the kook from the skull. You know what I mean? So yeah, I know, right?
That's a kunk that you're like, is your skull okay?
Are you alive? Are you alive? I'm right. Like I'm all right. Why is your whole left eye red?
Why are you twitching on the ground? It's crazy.
Oh, we're like, what's wrong? I'm all right. What you talking about, bro?
Nah, so we have to talk about. So James Conn is Sam Winters, and D said it best. Coach Sam is not the greatest coach.
He ain't. He's
But
not great.
He's riding that line where it's like he's letting the shenanigans go, but then it's like he's doing that whole self-righteous, I'm gonna call the shenanigans out. We're a clean football program. Dude, don't do that. Don't do that. You're not a clean program.
It's not even the program. What I liked about this movie is that they didn't put his coaching legacy on a pedestal. So we did kind of dodge the whole, like Nick Nolte was.
His coach, his character's coaching legacy was on the line.
Yeah, Nick Nolte, his coaching legacy on. Al Pacino's, it wasn't so much on the line where it was like, dog, it ain't 1991 no more. You know what I mean?
Changed. The future is
cool
now.
Back in the day, man, but you still got
Tom Landry is gone, sir.
You still got pocket passes, nigga. What are you doing, bro? You got a whole dude that can scramble out here, man. You like you can tell, like the game was passing him. And the thing with James Conn is, I can appreciate it. He was the coach. He was almost, I don't want to say stooge, but he was caught between the college, caught between his players, and caught between him just trying to put on a good show. You know what I mean?
Win.
Just win. And I think that's the good thing, because he's just a typical coach. He's not special.
He's not beholden to anybody.
Basically. Exactly. He's not. This is not like a good example of somebody was in the movie. Thank you. He ain't like Bo Schembechler, where Bo Schembechler had a full-on legacy. By the way, I like how this was during that time where Lynn Swan was trying to be an actor, and it never really formed out for him. But anyway, but still,
he tried.
But yeah, just to give like Bo Schembechler, which I didn't catch him. I didn't catch him in the movie. I had to go back to see where he was at. He was a coach on the other side on one of the, I forgot which one it was. But even with him, it's like you didn't have no legacy to do. If this was a Nick Saban ass coach,
I wish we need a movie with a
Nick
Saban coach.
It would have been interesting, but that's not what the story they was trying to tell. And I feel like that was a bit of a missed opportunity, because a lot of coaches back in the 90s were bloodthirsty for winning, didn't care how they get it. Like, instead of him, like the real, and I'm pretty sure they had talks about this. Like, when it came to the steroids, he probably knows about it and was like, go ahead, do it. I'm going to take care of you. Like, you know what I'm saying? When it came to that one scene where Omar got the check from that one guy and all the rest of that, it would have been cool. Like, hey, coach, I got a question. So what if a booster gives me something? You take it, son, and just walk off. If he did that, that would have been one of the realest things ever. But you can't tell me that Dabo Sweeney ain't walked. One of his students came in here and asked him that. You know for a fact he said, "Take that $500, get you some Jordans." What the?
Or help your family out with it.
Why are you talking to me? Go eat, man. You ain't gonna make nothing with that $2,000 voucher a month from the scholarship. Come on now.
Shout out to our man getting his Heisman back.
Shout out to Reggie Bush. He deserved to get it back.
I love how the NIL deals really expose that maybe we shouldn't have took the shit from Reggie. You think?
Exactly.
You think?
And I wasn't a big fan of Reggie Bush, like as a total player, but you had to be there to see him when he played for the Trojans. We really thought he was going to be Barry Sanders. I mean, I actually liked Reggie the tail end of his career in the NFL. You know, I liked
him with the Saints.
Yeah, he was good on the Saints. He was actually all right on the Saints. But yeah, it's like it's so. That's the one thing that kind of got me how different it is, man. Because it was always an open secret with these programs when you had the boosters give you stuff. That was always an open secret. And the problem was Texas blew it up.
Yep.
Texas blew it up for everybody.
Always the SEC.
It actually wasn't the SEC. I forgot what they called the Texas conference back then. It wasn't called the SEC. It was called something else, but now it's the SEC.
I'm calling it SEC now.
First, no, it's the SEC now. Because there ain't no way in the world you can't tell me. I love LSU. LSU gets they dirty. LSU was dirty.
Of course. Come on now.
When they had Les Miles, you can't tell me that Les Miles wasn't paying some of these young men under the table. Duh, you can't tell me that, man. When everybody thinks Nick Saban is one of the dirtiest coaches ever. I can't remember the coach that used to coach out in Florida. He was dirty at one point. I wonder how many kids did Steve Spurrier look to the side as they were doing effed up stuff, yeah.
Steve Spurrier. Now there's a name I haven't heard in
years. I know, Steve Spurrier.
Remember he
Shit,
came.
The coach that's actually was at South Carolina. I forgot his name. He was on college football football premium on the college football pre-show all the time, and I forgot his name. Jesus. But even him, you can't tell me that none of these high profile coaches didn't overlook or encourage some of the bullcrap that was going on, man. Like, it's easy for us to say, well, Dan Mullen, Dan Mullen probably knew everything that was going down. Well, he didn't know. He knew everything was going down. Your boy who got kicked off the NFL, what's his name? Urban. Urban probably did some of the dirty shit. So I don't want to hear that.
No, but but we were talking about it and stuff. I had to revise this. So Latimer, Roy Rage guy, he was eligible to be drafted. Because remember at one point in the movie, I forgot this because it just hit me when you were saying this. At one point, when the coach caught him juicing, he was going to suspend him for the season. And you remember his defensive coordinator was like, dude, if you suspend him, his draft status is going to be fucked.
Should have thought that we jammed that.
But my thing is this, though. But him crying at the end, it's like, oh, you're not ready for the NFL.
Either he wasn't ready for the NFL. My favorite one that all of us have went through, y'all. We all did cry. Emotions, man. I'm just the adrenaline's pumping, and I'm trying to maintain. You all right, man? I'm all right. I'm all right. But just give me. He gonna be all right. He gonna be all right.
I mean, look. Hey.
You all right, big dog? You all right, big dog?
Hey, Larry, don't worry. You know, you can always do coke. You know,
or it's one of those things where it's like, you all right, lad? You all right, lad? And hold up, Chris, because we didn't know this. Wish my dad was alive to see this. Here's us. Oh my God, he had a plot about a dead father we didn't get into.
But nah, so on top, so we got him with his ending. We got the storyline with Jefferson and Autumn, and how Autumn doesn't want to show Jefferson off to her dad because her dad was a athlete that turned into, like, I guess actual, like, I guess he's
I don't know,
like
low-level
lawyer, congressman, whatever. Which, by the way, seeing Halle Berry with long hair does throw me off a little bit.
Yeah, because I got to be real with you. I am not a fan of Halle Berry, but pixie cut Halle Berry was prime Halle Berry.
Now, I did kind of like this hair a little bit. It grew on me as the movie kept going. So,
nah. I need
strictly business.
I dress like a slut, but I'm not a slut. Halle Berry haircut.
You know, leather jacket, the Tony Braxton look. You know, yeah.
What I like to call the auntie move they used to always do. You know that real short leather jacket, yeah.
So Jefferson's whole arc is basically
wear that shit right. Anyway, go ahead.
Jefferson's whole arc is basically, hey, I need to pass this exam so I can actually take regular college classes. Which, okay, cool.
I'm gonna be real. You a chump, nigga. You should let them folk just give you the A and keep it walking.
Hey, look. You got to be smart, sir. You need a smart black man.
I'm just saying. The one there's one person on your team that can't read. Why are you trying so hard,
dude? We already established he's an idiot savant. All right, hey, we
don't call them idiot savants. We call them Son Gokus. That's what we call them. Because Goku, Goku, I always say it, dumb as a pile of bricks. All right.
You know what?
Look, look, dumb as a pile of rocks, Chris. Hey, I'm strong. Goku, how strong are you?
You know what?
It's go time, baby.
We're selling Max Short. I could see him actually being a defensive coach or defensive lineman coach. I can see that.
That's where, like, one of the things I don't.
Some of those type of players do get a second life coaching in a way.
One of the things I don't like about football is how barbaric it can get. You know what I mean? How really, truly barbaric it can get. And you can tell that some guys have only been wired to play the game and nothing else. You know what I mean? It's one thing to see basketball players who was like, "Oh man, if you ain't hooping, bro, you ain't got nothing."
Ball is
Just
life.
He's like this one, like seeing hoopers. At least they fuck all the time. You know what I mean? At least they, you know what I'm saying? At
Got a
least they
backup
get bitches
plan.
all the time. They, you know what I'm saying? But to see a dude who was only wired to play football and nothing else, you need to give that dude a hobby. You have to. So yes, I am praising Omar's character to say, nah, education. You know what I mean? I'm praising
It's a backup.
that.
It's a backup.
But at the same time, sometimes it's like, hey, yo, bro, I'm gonna need you. Like, I know this football game has went past you. I need you to go back to that stadium. I need you to sit up under your coach and see if you can get some type of because Chris, like you said, there is one thing to, and I'm glad I ain't got to memorize plays. Oh my God.
Oh.
I had to memorize plays for basketball. That's easier, but I can only imagine the hellscape that is football when it comes to that, because they like to put Z, anchor, right, zip, zap, straight lines, curl, 5 in, 5 out. They love using all those weird code names. Now, basketball is more simple than that, but that takes real skill. That takes real knowledge to know how to just, if that happens, this happens, and that happens this time. And because you have the experience and all the rest of that, grow from that. And you're right. Some of these dudes get second life as being a coach. Now, does he have the chops for it? I don't know. It's a movie.
Well, I mean, it's like Friday Night Lights. Was it Booby Miles or whatever that kid's
Booby
name
did
is?
become a coach.
Yeah, he became a coach. Yeah, he became a coach. Like, he got injured, but it's like he ended up actually coaching the Texas team. Friday Night Lights and the show, I actually like both of those. The movie, I love the movie probably a little bit more than the show.
I heard, I never watched the show, but everybody told me the show was underrated.
Oh, the show was underrated. And
you got to watch that too, bro.
I forgot the white guy's name, but he always plays the loving father, the unproblematic father.
I know his name. I can't think of it right
now.
Yeah,
he was the coach of Friday Night Lights. I'm like, he always plays the very unproblematic dad.
My girl Mina was in it. I forgot her last name.
Yeah, Juicy Smollett's sister was
in it too. Yeah.
It's Michael B. Jordan's girlfriend in that show. But the program overall, like it's funny. I remember like commercials and trailers for this movie at the time, but it was just one of those movies like here's the weird part. I watched Unnecessary Roughness, and it was probably because it was a comedy, right? Because it was like Sinbad was in it. Dwayne Davis was in it. Bakula was like the whole premise of Unnecessary Roughness was literally like this old man who's going back to college playing for a Texas football team. It was wacky hijinks and stuff. And like the program was like opposite of that for me. So as a kid, like the program wasn't in my wheelhouse to watch, which is ironic because I watched Blue Chips. So
yeah, I will say this. For me, I don't remember an advertisement for this as a kid. What I remember was this was one of the premier movies that came on Showtime almost every single night for about a year. And then I haven't heard for it for a long time. Then when I got in high school and wanted to play football, here come the one dude who's clearly a nerd, but he's covering up being a football player. Hey man, you got to watch this movie, this movie, this movie, this movie. You know what I mean? And Program was one of them. I liked the program, but the one that stuck with me was the two that everybody from our generation always mentioned, which is Any Given Sunday and Remember the Titans. You know what I mean? And just to be honest with you, Remember the Titans is just a really, really great feel-good football movie.
I think
with a dab of racial issues in it.
You know what it is? I put the program in the same category. You're gonna laugh at this. I put it in the same category as Hoosiers, where it was a very serious-minded football movie that people just like. People talk about Hoosiers, but I think that's more so white people than black.
Yeah, because it's an all white basketball team.
Yeah, but I'm putting the program in the category of Hoosiers, where it's like people talk about it, but it's only certain people that talk about it. In that, I guess, in that way.
Just keeping it to college sports.
People talk about Rudy more than the program.
Of course they do.
And I think that's much.
But this is so far what we seen of the three we seen. I still think Remember the Titans is over this. Then it will be the program. Then it won't even be Rudy. I feel like something's above Rudy. That was a college movie. I don't know. Whatever. I think Blue Chips is above this.
Oh yeah.
I think Blue Chips, while while this is far more entertaining than Blue Chips, I think Blue Chips had a purpose to their story. It's a better built movie. I don't think it's more entertaining though. Not at all. Because after that, I think this is actually on the same level of Any Given Sunday, but Any Given Sunday had the better stars and had at least a better knowledge of football.
No. Okay. If there is another movie as batshit as it was, I feel Varsity Blues is low key underrated.
We got to do Varsity Blues, and that's one I wanted to promise to do.
Friday Night Lights.
We have to do that. We have to do that with Sue. We have to have Sue on us when we do Varsity.
Friday Night Lights, I will put that as my top, just because I like how very realistic
Friday Night Lights
was to like, because it didn't have the happy ending, but it had a very realistic ending where it's like
they had to. This was because Friday Night Lights was more real. Well, at least in the story, more realistic than Remember the Titans. Both came from a true story, but Friday Night Lights was just done way more gritty or way more real, and it made people. It made America. I will say this: it made America.
It shined a light on Texas football as a culture.
It made us all go, "Oh, they play football in Texas."
Look, if you look, I tell folks all the time: you drive through Texas, the amount of football stadiums and small towns you drive through, it's insane.
It's so funny. We're not.
Pennsylvania is like second to it.
Pennsylvania is a football playing state. Ohio is a football playing state. Florida, Georgia, football. Florida is getting close to Texas.
Oh yeah, yes it is.
Actually, I don't know. Don't hold me on that. Alabama is a football playing state. California is a football playing state, and all of them ain't got shit on Texas.
Thank you.
Texas don't play around with a football, and I think it's one of the coolest things ever. And I have to, you know what, Chris, I'm gonna definitely agree with you. I think Friday Night Lights is probably the best sports movie. Wow, that can't be right. It can't be.
Billy Bob Thornton as the rough and tough coach.
Can't be. They can't be better than it is. But all right, look. Any Given Sunday is my favorite, but of course it ain't good like Friday Night Lights.
What you gonna put We Are Marshall at top? I ain't putting that. I like McConaughey.
I never seen We Are Marshall.
That is a Matthew McConaughey vehicle ass movie. And I love it.
It was made for him to monologue,
it was made for him to because it's based off a true story of the football team and the plane crash and them having to recover from that. So you put McConaughey in there, it's the McConaughey charm. And we're gonna play football. You see,
my dad. Shout out to my father, who is 10 toes down because he is one of the greatest quarterbacks that came from DC. I don't even want to watch that. Why not, Dad? First off, Brian Leftwich ain't in it, so fuck that.
I mean,
hey, Byron Leftwich is a legend in my city, bro. Byron Leftwich was the man. I seen him play. You look, Chris. We were
rooting for him down in Tampa Bay.
Dog, y'all had to see him. I tell this to everybody. I went one year with my dad to see the Turkey Bowl one year where he was playing. You had to see Byron Leftwich in high school. Mm-hmm. What he did in Marshall was nasty, but him in high school would have told you everything in the world. Like this dude going to the NFL. Like, you know what I mean? It was
side note, before we go, you're gonna laugh. I sat down and watched this movie, American Underdog.
What is that? Why? Well, I never watched it. Why?
Maybe it's because of Zachary Levi's like burnout, crash out that I had to go back and watch that movie. And it's like, if you told me that Zachary Levi would play a very convincing Kurt Warner, I will laugh at you. But somehow,
I actually heard it wasn't that bad of a movie.
He's a decent Kurt Warner. I ain't gonna lie. It's like,
really? Is it really not that bad of a movie though?
Yeah, it's decent. It's actually decent. It's a decent. Okay. It's very Disney Channel. Yeah, inspirational Kurt Warner. Because people forget Kurt Warner did kind of come from arena football, and then the Rams were like, "Hey, come over here and play." And then boom, like Super Bowl. And all that shit.
We just sat and talked about a brother who was living in a shack that had no walls.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have a TV, and it had a radio in it. Didn't have no TV. And we care about we understand where Kurt came from because he had to pass out. He had to bag groceries.
Bag
Like,
groceries.
I hate how white people lean into him bagging groceries. Like that was the worst of the
Well,
worst.
it's a
Because
it's a small town job, D.
I call
right.
hey, Chris. I'm gonna keep it to white people. We got a couple of white players that had no father and their mom was a crackhead that y'all can easily go
You
to.
remember that Dennis Quaid movie, The Rookie, where he was the old pitcher and shit?
Yeah.
Based off a true story.
White people love those stories.
He was older than he needed to be, but he believed in himself.
Watch this
And
40-year-old
soon,
man pitch for the MLB and make $1 million and then quit.
critics agree. Dennis Quaid makes you feel great inside.
That was another Disney movie, by the way. Disney's The Rookie.
Oh yeah, The Rookie was one of those what I like to say critics agree movies where it's like the movie ain't that great.
It's like my man from Mad Men with the cricket movie with the white guy that finds the two Indian guys.
I
in the
want to
cricket.
know how good that movie is. John Hamm in the cricket movie. I want to know how
People
good
said
that
it was
is.
decent. People did say it was a decent enough movie because it was basically paint by numbers kind of thing.
Okay. I watched this movie a long time ago and it's actually pretty good. It ain't great, but it's great to see Sylvester Stallone play a sport that he doesn't really fully understand.
Racing driven.
No, this is a movie about a soccer team. About a soccer team during World War II. They were all prisoners by the Nazis. And
Shit! I think
Michael Caine was in it. Sylvester Stallone was the only American, but Sylvester Stallone did. I don't know. I just came with making him a goalie. And fuck you, everybody around the world, because we don't know nothing about soccer. Y'all can kiss my ass.
Victory.
Yeah, victory. Look, y'all can kiss my ass about that. But that was actually smart. Put the American at goalie. We can play. Americans can play goalie all.
I'm looking. Hold on, real quick. Look before we go. Sylvester Stallone, Pele, Michael Caine, Bobby Moore, Michael Summerby, Max von Sydow,
Yeah, Max von Sydow.
Werner Roth,
Mhm.
Osvaldo Ardiles, Havelock. Man, they got some fucking damn hitters.
The movie wasn't them. Now you see, the movie is rated high by critics, but it really didn't do that well. If I ain't mistaken,
They
like
actually got legit soccer. Jesus.
Yeah, they did. It is actually a really cool story. Now there is conflicting accounts about the ending, where I think all the prisoners escaped or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I forgot what, but they said the ending wasn't totally the way it was, but it was like that.
Yeah,
It is actually a really good
like
story.
close enough.
But the thing that gets me, it is a shout out. And if this was done in more, it was a good kind of nod to them. And I'm glad that Poland got respected for it. Their two ringers were two Polish players, and they was like up for like, nah, we want the Germans. Tell them Nazis to come out here so we can beat these. So tell them to come out here on the pitch. We waiting on them. It was a good. Pele was in, like I said, Pele was in the movie. Oh. It's not great, but it's really worth a watch.
Might have to watch.
We might have to do this. We might have to do it for Working Title Sports Show. It's actually not that bad. Yeah.
But anyways, folks, this weekend we're gonna be at MagFest. So if you happen to be in the DC area, yeah, come see us. Be around and such. And yeah, next week hopefully we'll be able to do what were we doing this week? We were supposed to do
Ernest this week.
Ernest
But,
next week. Yeah.
But because I'm really, and I'm holding off to tell y'all one of the episodes we want to
Okay,
do.
all right.
But I'm trying to figure out, we might end up going to that next week. I don't know. I haven't
We'll
made
see.
no decision
We'll see.
yet.
But anyways, that is it for Working Title Sports Show this week. We'll see you next week as we talk about hopefully the devastation of this weekend's football festivities.
Can I get one thing out?
Which is
I want everybody to hear this. This much of me died when they won. The rest of my body was excited. I am actually legit, for the first time in my life, really, really hoping that the Washington Commanders win the Super Bowl.
I'm conflicted because
I've always kept this to my heart, and I meant it. I am a Cowboy fan. No, I don't want y'all to win. No, I don't. Watching y'all this whole season and up to where we at right now has warmed the fuck out of my heart because DC needed it.
And also,
oh my God, the city.
This solidifies that the NFC East is the cream of the crop because we have an NFC East championship game here.
Thank you.
But also on the other side, But also,
Don't be faking on my division, nigga.
I'm conflicted on the other side because on one hand, I want to see how much luck the Kansas City Chiefs get by against the Buffalo Bills.
I still got it being Bills Eagles. So we'll see.
But part of me
We'll
feels
see.
it's going to be the run back Kansas City versus the Eagles because somehow Josh Allen is going to get close to almost beating Kansas City, and then it'd be some bullshit that Kansas City is going to pull out and win. And I'm be like,
A part of me
Damn.
also wants there to be the ultimate run back, which is Bills Redskins, and the Bills still lose.
nah, I want the Bills to win. Josh Allen.
Now,
needs to win.
that
He
being
needs to win.
said, yes, I am pushing for the Washington Commanders to make it to the Super Bowl. But do you know what I really, really hope? They make it there. They lose. Oh, you think I won't be in my Dallas Cowboy gear during the Super Bowl? Oh, D is going to get on the table. Well. Looks like when you had it in your hand, you got to shut up. You lost. I don't want to hear it. Let me
We'll be
ask
back
you,
next year.
hey Chris, let me ask you a question. How about them Cowboys? Oh, yes, I am. Let me ask you something. How about them Cowboys? It's like,
I might have to.
of course, y'all won't even hear. Y'all don't want to hear. Y'all some haters. Y'all do this. Look, Commanders fans, y'all do it to yourselves. Y'all so easy to mock.
To
Y'all
Rich,
some haters. Y'all some haters.
all I'm saying is this, Commanders. Y'all go to the Super Bowl and lose. Hey,
You
look.
ain't never hear anything
Look. I remember when the Cincinnati Bengals fandom was like, "We'll be back in the Super Bowl," and y'all have not been back since.
Boy, I want to shout out a couple people on here. Darius, I saw this. Yes, he looked just like him. Number two. Don't put that evil on us. I don't want Kellen Moore back on my team. Don't do that to us. I love Kellen Moore. I don't want him coaching my team.
Kellen Moore is doing good with the Eagles. I give him that.
Don't do that. Don't put that evil on me. Another one. It ain't been mentioned by none of y'all. Finally, all I've been hearing is what I've been also hearing is this weird turn back and looking at your nemesis going, yeah, Dak never been this far. Shut up. You're not a Commanders fan because if you were, you'd be focused on where you're. Stop looking at us.
Also,
we had a terrible season.
Also, y'all on your 40th fucking quarterback after
exactly.
like be happy. Jaden Daniels did it.
Yeah.
Don't break them.
And that being said, exactly, yeah. What we're witnessing, Chris, is what we should have seen 10 years ago. When this happened to RG3 and y'all destroyed that young man. Y'all broke that young man. Now he's stuck. Look. Now he's stuck with a white woman that he wanted to be with. Look, the point is.
And he has a 50-50 on being corny and then actually being smart. So
I love RG3. He is that corny where it circles into. It's one of my favorite clips because people tell me this all the time. So I feel the same thing with RG3. I like you. See, I thought you were going to be a real asshole when I met you, but I really like you. That's why I said that about RG3. Like, I didn't like you when you were here the first time, but now I'm seeing your whole person. I like you. You're funny. I get that all the time from folk.
Anyways, that is it for Working Title Sports Show this week, and we will see you guys later. Peace out.
Peace.